Okay. If ever you have anything else, write me through the WhatsApp. I'm totally open to any suggestions. So, and thanks very much for sharing with me. Okay. So I want to talk quickly just before we get started about our back position, especially in the abdominal workout. So if everybody wants to get onto their mat just now and lie down on your back. So if you lie down on your back, your knees should be bent, okay? Feet flat on the floor, head is down. Now in this position, you should have space between the low back and the floor. You should be able to set your hand behind your low back, okay? Breathe out and press the low back into the floor, and you won't be able to get your hand underneath it anymore, okay? This is just two positions I want you to experience. One has space where you can get your hand underneath. The second, you don't have any space. The hips are in what's called retroversion, which are tilted upwards to the sky, and the low back is against the ground, all right? Now, place your head down and raise your legs up now. Both legs are up. Typically here, the low back will go closer to the ground. Bring your legs at a diagonal position, and you're going to feel that your low back curves, okay? And I'll just demonstrate this a little bit closer to the camera. When you got your hips tilted, the low back will press into the floor. This is the floor. When you have your hips neutral, the low back will be up off the floor, okay? So I'll show that again. You tilt, low back goes towards the floor. You keep a natural arch, low back is up off the floor, and there's space here. Now, which should you do during the abdominal workout? It is important to keep a neutral curve in your spine. It's best not to press your low back into the floor, believe it or not. A lot of people think, oh yes, we got to press the low back into the floor to pull the abdominals inwards. And the problem with this is that your vertebra put pressure on the discs, which means when you are in this position, your vertebra inside are putting pressure on the discs and pushing them that way. So you want to keep natural curve during the abdominal workout. Okay? So today when we do the abdominals, I'm going to remind you of this, keeping that natural curve of your low back. You must hold the abdominals very, very tightly. The breath won't be in the abdomen, it will be in the chest and upper back. Okay? Are there any questions about that before we move on? All right, let's go. Onto your hands and knees for cat and cow position, please. So hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. And we're going to start by curving the spine as you breathe in and rounding the spine as you breathe out. Let's go again. We curve as we breathe in and we round as we breathe out. Keep going. So you're going a little bit farther than your natural curve when you curve your spine. And as you breathe out, you're stretching out the low back. And of course, it's putting a little pressure on the discs. Keep going with that. Why is this okay? Because in this position, we are mobilizing the spine. We are not actually doing muscle reinforcement, keeping the spine in a strict position like we do with the abdominals, okay? So here, mobilizing, it's okay to go into curve and rounding. Coming back to a flat back. Walk your knees back. Tuck your toes under and let's go to downward facing dog pose. Bring your feet hip width. Here with our hands, fingers are spread really wide and you want to dial the hands outwards. This helps to get the shoulders in a proper position. This also helps keeping the arms engaged, and you want that. You want that engagement in your downward facing dog pose. Keeps everything aligned. Pedal your feet now, right and left, right and left. And now from here, let's bring the right knee down underneath the right hip and raise your left arm up to the sky. Breathe in, breathe out, bring the hand back down to the floor. Breathe in, raise it back up. Breathe out, bring it back down. You can turn your body along with it. Last time, breathing in, breathing out, bring the hand back down. Raise your left leg behind you. And we're just going to mobilize the foot and the ankle. Go with a big circle with the foot. Keep your belly pulled in tight. Change the direction of the circle. Deep breath in here. Breathe out, bring your knee to your nose, under your body, rounding everything out. Breathing in, stretch the leg behind. Breathing out, knee to the nose. One more time, breathe in, breathing out. Stretch the left leg behind you and bring the toes down onto the floor. You're gonna rise to down dog, raising the right leg high, bend the knee, open the hip. Then stretching the leg straight, bring it back down to the floor and pedal your feet right and left. Now left knee comes down underneath the left hip. Right arm comes up and you reach to the sky. Breathing out, bring it back down and you can turn your body to face the floor. Breathing in, raise the arm. Breathing out, turn facing the floor. One more time. Breathing in, raise the arm. Breathing out, face the floor. Raise the right leg now. Nice big circle with the foot, mobilizing. So we always just sort of mobilize the body, getting everything moving. Change the direction of the circle. And doing this before our practice can help the body to warm up and to get ready. Take a deep breath in, breathe out, knee to the nose. Breathing in, stretch the leg back. Breathing out, knee to the nose. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Stretch the right leg behind you, tuck the toes under behind you, and raise your left leg into down dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. Stretch the left leg straight, bring the left foot back down to the floor, and again, pedal your feet. Looking to your hands, begin taking steps forward to the front edge of your mat. And once you're there, separate your feet. You can go wider than your hips for this first movement. Toes pointing forward, grab your elbows and let yourself float over your legs. Sway from side to side. Really letting go of the upper body, lower body. Then come back to center. Arms can float to the floor. Roll your right and left shoulders. Then turn your head from right to left, a little no. And then up and down for a little yes. And now once you're ready, bend your knees down low. Hands come to your hips, elbows pointing up to the sky. Press down through your legs. Lift your chin, chest, all the way up to a standing position. Now in your standing position, you want also to keep that natural curve in the low back. Bring your feet hip width. Check with your hands that your natural curve is there. You're not tucking your hips under. The hips should be back a little bit. and the chest lifted. That will tighten up the belly. Shoulders sort of float on top of your rib cage. Your chin is lifted. The whole spine lengthens, and your hands come to your heart center. Now, just for a moment, in this position, you should have the abdominals slightly contracted. We don't have to pull them in like we're at the beach going, ugh. I want you just to gently lift, pulling inwards. When you lift the ribs, that is going to lift your abdominals. There should be tension there. There should be a little bit of tightness, but not too much. And along with that, the low back keeps its natural curve. Bring your hands to your heart center and take a deep breath in. Let's stretch skyward. As you breathe out, bend at your knees as if you're folding everything, all your joints, forward and down to the floor. Come to a halfway lift, breathing in. Step your feet back for a plank position. Lower your knees to the floor. Your head is looking forward about 30 centimeters beyond your mat. Do one push-up if you wish. Elbows go towards the waist and back, up again. Go all the way down, point your toes, lengthening your legs out, rise up to a cobra. Now as you do this cobra, dial your fingers out. Bring your chest back down. Come up onto the hands and knees first. Tucking the toes, rise to downward facing dog. Let's pedal the feet again, just getting the feet ready. Be sure you're in bare feet, no socks. Then look to your hands, stepping forward. Take big steps this time. Feet hip width, come to the halfway lift. Folding forward, dialing your feet out, hands to your hips, press down, rise to standing, and hands come to your heart center. Let's go a little bit faster. Deep breath in, breathing out. Halfway lift, step back to the plank. Knees can come down, dial your fingers out and do a push-up. All the way down. Point your toes into cobra and downward facing dog. Stay here, deep, slow breaths. Always dialing the hands out. Okay, this time bring your right knee down underneath your right hip, raise the left arm, and raise the left leg. Pulse the left leg up. We're going to lift it 5, 4. This is engaging the muscles in the glutes. One more lift. Bring the hand back down. Tuck the toes under. Raise the right leg once again. And let's go a little bit deeper in the hip opening. Stretch in front of the hip and then stretch the leg. Bring the foot between the hands. Rise up to a warrior 2 position. Dialing out the right foot, dialing out the left foot. Stretch the arms long, reverse, and move back down again to your plank position. One push-up. All the way down and into cobra. Downward facing dog. All right. Bring your left knee down this time. Right arm comes up. Raise your right leg. Now this is getting into the gluteus medius, outside of the hip. Helps to protect your hips. If you engage this muscle, raise the leg. 5, little pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hand back down. Tuck the right toes under. Take that hip opener, raising the left leg, bend the knee, open the hip. Stretch the left leg and bring the foot between the hands. Spin your right heel and take the warrior 2 position. Dialing the left foot out and the right foot out, keeping it all engaged. And if you want to go farther, feel as if you're drawing your feet towards each other. You should feel your inner thighs engaging as well. Reverse and move back down again to plank position. Knees come down, you can do a push-up if you wish, or you go all the way down, cobra, and downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Looking to your hands, stepping or jumping forward. Halfway lift, folding forward. Feet are hip width. Bend your knees down low. Hands to your hips and lift your chest. Dialing your feet out. Get engagement into the legs, into the hips. Lift your chest. Belly goes in. Raise the arms up. Sinking down nicely. Breathe out. Come into a cactus with the arms. Breathing in. Raise the arms. Breathe out. Cactus. Breathing in. Raise. Cactus. Now stay here. Sink back. Engage into the legs. Hands to your heart center and fold forward. Halfway lift. Stepping back to a plank position. One push-up. All the way down. Let's get into cobra. Downward facing dog. Now take your right leg into warrior two. Rise up, and you're still dialing your feet out. Reverse. Moving back down again to a plank position. One push-up. All the way down and into cobra. Downward facing dog. Taking your left leg. Warrior two. Dialing the feet out. Reverse. Back down again to a plank. One push-up. All the way down, cobra, and downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, or you could take child's pose if you need to. Take some deep, slow breaths. If you want to turn on your video, you want me to watch you for the next round, you may. Good, everybody. Good. Okay, if you're in child's pose, come back to down dog. From down dog, look to your hands, step or jump forward. Halfway lift, breathing in, breathe out, fold forward. All right, feet hip width, check that you're perfectly aligned. Dial your feet out. Bend your knees down low and take that chair position. Be sure the knees are not too far forward. You want your hips farther back. Curve in the back. Geraldine, if you can turn to the side, could I look at you from the side? Yes, that's very good. Lift your elbows a little bit more. Good. Now we're going to stretch the arms up to the sky. Breathing in. Breathe out. Bring the elbows down into cactus. Good. Breathing in, stretch the arms. Breathing out to cactus. Yes, one more time. Stretch the arms and to cactus. Hold. Feel how you're really engaging, using those muscles. It's creating more stability, more strength, and more power in your body. And it's going to increase your capacity. Not only for yoga, but for everything else. Increasing the capacity is what it's about. Hands to your heart center, and let's go. Fold forward, let's go. Halfway lift, everyone. Good job. Stepping back to a plank position. If you wish, you take that push-up. One push-up, down and up. All the way down. Good job, Claire. Point your toes coming up into cobra. Think about dialing the fingers out. And then push back to downward facing dog. Nice. All right. Take your right leg up and into warrior two, everyone. Warrior two. We're going to hold warrior two for a moment. Dial your right foot out. Dial also the left foot out. Okay. So you should feel that engagement already. It helps to raise the arches in the foot. It keeps the knees in a proper position so the pressure of the weight of your body and of the muscles contracting around the knees is good for the knee, rather than creating an uneven pressure. Feel as if you're drawing your legs in towards each other. Hold that. Set your gaze to the middle finger of your right hand. Stay calm. Come down a little bit lower. Claire and Geraldine, a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Very good. 3, 2, 1. Reverse now and move back down again to a plank position. Get moving. Good. 1 push-up, down and up. All the way down, point your toes coming up into cobra and downward facing dog pose. Well done. Pedal your feet. Excellent, everyone. Okay, let's take the left leg up and into warrior 2. And again, this time, we're going to hold for a little while. The left knee goes out towards the baby toe of the left foot. The right knee goes out towards the baby toe of the right foot. So you're dialing your feet out. It helps to raise the arches of the feet. Sink down a little bit lower. Yes, very good. Feel as if your legs are drawing in towards each other. Stay for a few more breaths. Stay calm. Focused. Focused on the middle finger of your left hand. 3, 2, 1. Good. Reverse and move back down again to a plank position. Excellent. Do a push-up if possible. 1 push-up with the knees on the floor if you want. All the way down, point your toes, rise up to the cobra, dialing your hands out in cobra. Excellent. And push back to downward facing dog. Good job, everyone. Either you stay in down dog, dialing the hands out, or you could come into child's pose to rest for a moment. Decide what's best for you today, just now. Okay, everyone, if you're in child's pose, come back to down dog. Good. Raise your right leg, bring it between the hands. Spin your left heel down, and we'll take the warrior 2 position once again. Set your hands onto your hips and straighten your right leg as much as possible. Now, if you're properly dialing out, you won't be able to block the front knee. So dial out nicely with the right leg, with the right foot, and dial out nicely with the left foot. Lift up through the chest and stretch the arms up and over the head. Now you're going to keep that nice curve in your low back that you have, but engage the belly strongly. And I want you to lean forward, holding the legs strong, holding the arms strong. Keep the side body long. If it's too much, you can set one hand onto the thigh or below the knee and have the left arm up next to the head. If you can hold it, stay there for another few breaths. Just going to come and have a look. Stretch your arms as much as possible. So you're in a triangle type position, a little bit higher with the body, Geraldine. A little bit higher with your body. Bring your body up, and you'll just stretch your arms out to the side, to the sky. That's it. Keep the head lifted. Lengthen out. 3, 2, 1. Everybody come back to warrior 2. Just open the arms and bend the front knee. Good. Nicely done. Now, from warrior 2, I want you to stretch the legs straight again. Right leg straight again. Tighten up, dialing the foot out. Now we'll take a real triangle pose. Right hand comes down to the ankle, and I like to point my index finger to the front of the foot. Left arm stretches up to the sky. Look up to your left hand. Holding here, keep dialing the legs out. 3, 2, 1. Bring the left hand down to the floor. Bend your right knee. Walk your right foot out to the right edge of your mat. Hands come to the floor, lift your left heel and allow the hips to sink, but you still have engagement going on. So the right foot draws back, left foot draws forward. Bring your right hand onto the right thigh and begin twisting to look to the sky. Okay, you've got a deep lunge going on, but you're engaging your legs. If possible, raise your right arm to the sky. Hold it here. Lengthen out the spine, lengthen out the neck. Look back down to the floor. Bring both hands back down. If possible, left elbow to the floor and the right elbow. If not, just one elbow is fine. Or you could stay on your hands. Find the position which suits you right now. Take some deep breaths, keep engagement in the legs. Then set the hands down if you're on your elbows. Come up and raise the right leg as high as possible. Up it goes. Bend the knee, open the hip. Listen carefully. You could stay here, or if you have the strength and power, bring your right foot behind you and get into wild thing. You're reversing your dog. You're flipping out. Raise the arm over the head. Back up to the sky. And flip back to down dog. Pedal your feet if you wish. Releasing, letting go. Whew. Take a child's pose if you need it. Just find what you need and take it. If you're in child's pose, come back up to down dog. Take your left leg in between the hands. Spin your right heel down and rise up to the warrior two. Dialing the feet out are going to help the legs to stay engaged. Hands at your hips for the moment. Just make sure you're in the right position that you can hold it. Raise your arms up to the sky. Stretch your left leg as straight as possible without blocking the knee. And then begin leaning forward. Both arms next to the ear, or you place one hand down onto the thigh or lower than the kneecap. This is a shortened triangle position. I want you to make sure that you have your belly engaged. That's right, good, Claire, stay with that. Belly's engaged, everything's lengthening, side body long. If it gets to be too much, you can back off the posture. Good. Holding it there. Go ahead, Geraldine. Both arms up. Lean forward. Just lean forward. Yes. 3, 2. It should be strong. Excellent. 1. Come back and right into your warrior two position, everyone. Back to warrior two. Good. This helps to release a bit. And then stretch the left leg straight again. Be sure you're dialing the foot out. Reach beyond and take your classic triangle. I like to grab the ankle and point the index finger towards the second toe. Turn your head to look up to the right hand. A few deep breaths here. Holding the positions help to raise our stamina, and it helps to tone the muscles. It's not all about stretching yoga. A lot of it is about skillful movement and positioning to get stronger. All right, let's bring the hands down. Walk your left foot out to the outer edge. Turn your right foot. Sink down, but engage the legs. Now we set our left hand onto the left thigh and we twist to turn to our left. Look up to the sky and perhaps raise the left arm, stretch it up. Holding this position again. Good. Very nice, ladies. Very, very good. Stay 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Turn back towards the floor. Bring your hands down. Now, either you can bring the right elbow down if you want to go farther, or both elbows down, or you stay on your hands. But the legs stay engaged. You're drawing your left foot back. You're drawing your right foot forward. So you feel there's that scissoring effect of the legs. Keep breathing. Nicely done. Everybody, you look good. Everybody who I can see looking great. All right. Swing that left leg up to the sky now and into down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Now you can stay there with the hip opening, or you could flip over if you've got the strength and power. Go for it. Left foot comes over to the floor, left arm to the sky. Good job. Raise the arm up and then maybe over the head. Reach, reach, reach. Yes, back up to the sky. And now everyone flip back to down dog. Ah, good job. Pedal your feet. Letting go for a moment. Excellent. All right. Look to your hands, everyone. Step or jump forward. Take that halfway lift, breathing in, breathe out, fold forward. Hands to your hips, bend your knees down low, coming up to a standing position. From the standing position, just take a quick check. Hips are back, natural curve, belly in, chest lifted. Bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. You're at the ankle. You could be at the kneecap, but the heel is higher than the kneecap, or inner thigh. Once you're there, raise your arms. Have your arms in a V position, so stretch out to the sides a little bit. Lift your eyes, challenge yourself to stay there. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms facing the floor. Send your right leg back into an airplane position. Even in the airplane, see if you can dial the left foot out, your standing leg. The knee can be slightly bent. Now bring the hands down to the floor. Stay on your left foot. Raise your right leg higher. Bring your right foot down to the floor next to the left. Keep the feet hip width. Bend the knees and sink down onto your toes in a squatting position all the way down or halfway. Decide whether you have your heels down, you're at halfway, or all the way. Lift the chest a bit, hands to the heart center. Set your gaze at one point. If you'd like a little challenge, close your eyes. Open your eyes, arms out in front of you, palms down. Take a deep breath in, pull up through the perineum as you rise to standing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms down. Find that position again, hips back, curve, belly in, chest lifted, eyes lifted. Hands at your hips, left knee out to the side. You're at the ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Raise the arms in a V position. Raise the eyes. Palms face the floor. Send the leg back and into an airplane position. Setting your gaze at the floor, stay strong. Hands come down to the floor. Raise the left leg nice and high. Hold it up. Good. Bring the foot back down next to the other. This time, as you squat down, if you go down halfway, open your feet, toes out to the sides, and come into a deep squat like this, heels down. Or, if you can lift your heels, come down, knees wide, hands at the heart center. You could either close your eyes to check your balance, or you could keep your eyes open, lift the chest, breathing here. Open your eyes, stretch your arms out in front of you. Same thing as before. You want to lift up through the perineum first, pull the belly in, and rise up slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels come down, and relax. Okay, everyone, shake your legs out a little bit. Shake your hands out, shake your arms out. Just let go. Let's come back to the front edge of the mat. Reset your position, your perfect posture. Lift the chest, belly in, hips back a bit, hands to your heart center. And let's go. Deep breath in. Breathing out, fold. Let your knees fold, let the hips fold. Go forward and down. Halfway lift. Now listen carefully. We're going to step back to a plank position. So here is one of the best abdominal positions, the best abdominal workouts. It's from plank. Your hips are natural. Please avoid tucking too much. Keep that natural curve of your back, okay? You just flatten out the belly as much as possible. Now, if you want a little bit of a challenge, we're going to take our right hand, touch our left shoulder. Right hand comes back down. Left hand, touch the left shoulder. Back down. Right hand, right shoulder. Back down. Left hand, stay with it. If it's too much, bring your knees down. One more time. Touch your right shoulder. And then use the left hand, touching the right shoulder. Back down. Hold here for a moment. Keep the belly in. Lift the chin. And bring your knees down to the floor. Come all the way down onto your belly. Good job. Hands under the forehead and just relax. Maybe you want to move your hips from side to side to let go. Stretch your right arm out in front of you, palms facing in, and the thumb is up. Raise your right arm, left leg. This is some of the classic yogic postures for the back, to strengthen the back. Lift your head, lengthen out your neck. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Come on back down. Move the hips from side to side to let go. Now the left arm out in front of you, thumb pointing up. Take a deep breath in, raise the left arm, right leg, head is up. Engage everything, working the back body. Holding 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything back down, move the hips from side to side. Your head, bring your arms around behind you, clasp the hands together and stretch the arms as straight as possible. Lift your head, chest, arms, and the legs. If it's too much, maybe you raise one leg. Take some deep breaths. And Richard, for you instead, maybe you can be on your hands and knees and raise one leg, one arm, and then you switch, okay? That way you don't have too much pressure on the belly. Come on back down, everyone, and rest. And Richard, you come into child's pose and rest, knees wide. Everyone else on the tummy, bend your knees, catch your feet or your ankles, or once again, you can clasp your hands behind you. Rise up to a bow, either modified or the complete bow. Lift your chin and chest, draw your throat and ears back. At the same time, if possible, pull your belly up and in a little bit. Holding 3. And Richard, what you can do here is you're on your knees, let your hips go forward and just lean back in a modified camel pose. 2 and 1. Everybody come down, hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes and take a downward facing dog, everyone. Cover your feet to release and let go. Looking to your hands, bring your knees down behind your hands, swing your feet around, and let's come to a seated position. So, in this seated position, we're going to be doing boat pose. Here, we're going to keep as much as possible the natural curve of the low back. If, however, you feel it pulling too much on your low back, you take one of the easier versions. So we'll start slow. Easy version, hands behind the thighs. You lift your feet are hip width, and you lift your chest. And you keep that natural curve of the low back. This is first level. Second level, stretch your arms a little bit more, and you keep your hands behind your legs. This is second level, okay? It does engage a little bit more into the abdominals and the hip flexors. Third level, of course, is you let go with your hands. Knees stay bent. Fourth level is you stretch your legs. Keep that natural curve in the low back, belly in. So we'll stay at 4 levels today. Holding 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Now, to let go, you can round your back, okay? Here we don't have any pressure on the low back by any muscular contraction. It's just holding, and it's just a lengthening exercise. Okay, feet flat, hands behind the thighs, roll down onto your back now. Now, we're gonna do bridge poses first, and then we'll move into some more abdominal work. So, start with the arms down, and we take hamstring bridge. Heels into the floor, knees are slightly bent. Head is down, lift the hips. And feel the engagement down the backs of the hamstrings, down the backs of the thighs. You should feel it with your hands. Hold the position and breathe. Hips should not be very high. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hips back down. Walk your feet in now. Feet are at hip width, knees at hip width, elbows into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades and raise your hips now. Nice engagement to the glutes and the thighs. Lengthen the neck and stay here, breathing. If you would like to go farther, you could take full bridge pose, or you could walk your feet in and raise your right leg to the sky and hold. Good. Let's switch legs. If you've got one leg up, switch to the other leg. If you're in full bridge pose, come on down now and meet us at half bridge. Half bridgers, bring both legs down. Arms over the head, reach behind you, as we lower the back one vertebra at a time. Very, very slowly. And once the back is all the way on the floor, soles of the feet together, knees wide. And you can stay here with the arms over the head. A couple of deep, slow breaths. Bless you. Hands behind the head now. Elbows wide. Lift your knees up and raise your legs to the sky. So when I've got my legs raised, of course my low back goes closer to the floor. That's natural. When I lower one leg, the right leg goes closer to the floor. The low back curves up off the floor a little bit. I hold on to the position with my abdominals. If, however, it starts to curve and starts to compress too much, I will bend my knees, okay? By bending the knees, the low back releases a bit. If you have the legs straight and you don't feel the low back and it's curving off the floor, that's fine. That's the natural curve of your back. Keep that. Elbows wide, and let's lift the head and shoulders. Breathing out, 10, 9, legs are strong, 8, or the knees are bent, 7, 6, belly in and strong, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the legs. And we go again. Breathing out 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're not done yet. Switch the legs. Now we're going to turn to the knee. Right elbow, left knee. 10, 9. If it's straining the low back, bend the knees. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch the legs. Here we go for the last round. Turning 10. Breathe out. 9, 8. Low back natural position. 7. Belly in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Excellent. Nicely done, everyone. Cross your right leg completely over the left. Grab either at the ankles or the calves or even the bottoms of the feet and pull the feet towards the shoulders. Take some deep breaths here. Alternatively, you can take the reclining pigeon. Choose which one you want to take, which position. Keep the right leg crossed over the left. Bring the left foot onto the floor. Allow your knees to fall to your left. Turn your head to the right, looking at your right hand. Spinal twist. Raising the right arm, roll to your left-hand side. Grab a hold of the right ankle, push the knee behind you for a stretch of the quadriceps. Bring the right knee to the shoulder, roll all the way onto your back. Lift both knees and take a quick happy baby pose. Here the low back should press right down into the floor, and we can just relax and let go of the low back and the belly. Crossing the left leg over the right. You can have it cross completely, or if you prefer ankle on the thigh, that's fine too. Grab a hold of the calves, ankles, or bottoms of the feet if you're in the fully crossed position, and pull the feet towards the shoulders. Keeping the legs crossed, let's let the legs fall to our right. Turn your head to the left, stretching the left arm out. Spinal twist. You can have both arms stretched or the right hand onto the knee. Raising your left arm, roll to your right hand side, right arm underneath the head. Grab a hold of the left ankle, push the knee behind you, head forward. And you're in that quadricep stretch position. Left knee to the left shoulder, roll back onto your back. Lifting both feet up, again, take that happy baby position. Press down into the feet with your hands or down with the knees as wide as the shoulders. Releasing, bring your knees together. Lift your head, nose between the knees. Lower the head down, stretching your legs onto the ground, palms facing up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so you open up the chest. And you've got a nice position for your head and neck. Close your eyes. And take a moment just to breathe deeply and slowly. Look to slow your breath down. Now imagine that the breath moves into your feet. And you can feel your feet breathing. That they expand on the inhale and release on the exhale. Imagine now your legs breathing, expanding on the inhale and releasing, letting go on the exhale. Now your hips breathing, expanding on the inhale and letting go on the exhale. The whole back, from the low back to the upper back and neck, expanding on the inhale and releasing, letting go on the exhale. From your hands to your shoulders, expanding and contracting. The chest, neck, and head, expanding and contracting on the release. Now imagine your entire body breathing. As you breathe in, there's a full expansion. And as you breathe out, there's a full release and contraction. Let your mind go for another minute. This helps to relax the mind, letting it wander wherever it wants to, wherever it needs to. Coming back, gently begin moving your fingers and your toes. Moving your hands and your feet. Raise your arms over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. And then gently lift your knees up against your chest. Rock a bit from side to side. Good job. And stretch your right arm to your right ear. Roll to your right hand side. Lifting yourself up from the side into an easy seated position, chest lifted, shoulders relaxed. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face. Then gently tap around the eyes. Shake out in front of you. You can, of course, as usual, do this energetically if you're not sure that your hands are disinfected. Let's rub our hands together one more time. And then either just in front of the face energetically or over the face. And tap around the eyes. And shake out. Let's bring our hands to the heart center. It's a great honor for me to be able to teach to you every day on Zoom. Thanks very much. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone. Be well.
Thank you, Ann. Namaste.